Good to see how they approach here.
It's a lovely little punch from the Pakistani captain. And again, just underlying how slick this outfield is. Once it gets past that sort of inner ring, it just almost gathers pace to the fence.
And this is what Babar
gets past that sort of inner ring, just almost gathers.
But Mohammad Rizwan, full control. High elbow, just punched it down the ground. 4 runs. He's enjoying his batting, definitely, Mohammad Rizwan, alongside his vice captain Salman Ali Agha.
Little issue here, I think, with sight screen or one of our camera crew. Just need to go just a little bit more to the right of that eye line of Rizwan. More pace on again. I just wonder here with Nathan Smith, he bring out that little split finger slower one again that he got rid of Babar Azam with. On the caught and bowl, there's a man on the drive, that's Mitch Santner on the offside. And even mid-off, sometimes you can just deceive a batter that thinks the delivery's there to hit through the line, given it's a very good batting surface. Not quite there. Caught in the covers or mid-off, seen it happen a bit in white ball cricket. So what have we got? We've got half an over done, 7 already. So good for those in green. Yes. Let's watch the changes of pace. A nod from the captain.
That's really good bowling. So good to see. Good to see the crowd in as well, especially kids, the youngsters. They're enjoying cricket. There you're talking about that slower one. He deceives it so well. The batter gets to know about it really late.
It's a better line and length with pace on from Smith. Well, you just have to, don't you? You have to have maybe 3, 4 slower balls in your repertoire as a pace bowler. A lot of variety helps. So yes, he's not happy with that. It's having a bit of fun. Winding up some of the black caps out at point. Giggle there with Glenn Phillips. Of course, they see each other a lot around the globe. Players in this modern era. And run down to third. So 8 from the 25th over. Halfway stage of overs. 108 for 3. Rizwan has kept the strike, so he's going to be up against his counterpart, Mitch Santner. And on the drive, either side. Short extra cover on the man at sort of a very straight mid-wicket. It is Phillips hunting. This wasn't bad, son. And here we go. Just have a look at that change. The grip, yeah, the split fingers of the index finger and your big finger. Babar gone. Rizwan had to check the stroke. Mindful of it, and yeah, got it downtown, but yeah, the one after was a goodie. Deception was there.
It's so important as a batter to read the ball from the hand of the bowler. And also the discipline about how they are attacking different bowlers. Talk about that split finger, cross seam, change of pace, the length was different also. With Babar, it was more there to be hit. Rizwan did really well to keep it down. And last match also against South Africa, both these batters were saying we were seeing off Keshav Maharaj and attacking other bowlers. Here it does feel like the plan is to see off Santner.
Well, I think as cricket lovers will appreciate watching this, that you can shift gears very quickly and score quite a lot of runs in the last, well, 14, 15 overs, provided you got wickets in hand. These two could be there for a while. We've had a maiden on the 14th of Feb. It's 108 for 3. As you can appreciate, the traffic in and around the stadium here, a little clogged. People wanting to come in. Karachi National Bank Stadium. More of Smith up against Salman. Yeah, very good from you, Sanam, here. In terms of all the balls, you've got to be wicket to wicket on this sort of surface. Just have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. As a bowler, you don't have a lot to play with, and if you're wicket to wicket, there are more chances. The LBW comes into play. If the batters miss, there's a chance for other dismissals as well. This partnership now 54 of 87. At some point, there will be an acceleration.
Squeezes it through. Think about 2. It's not there. Black Caps pride themselves on commitment, throwing themselves around. Fielding is so important. Any form of cricket, but particularly in their white ball, a little pump, they make the difference. Can't it? A good bit of piece of fielding, and all of a sudden the batter's on getting a bit frustrated and possibly unravel, come undone, and it could cost his wicket.
We talk about so many aspects of cricket for the Champions Trophy, this final. What would be the key? And you have rightly pointed out, fielding would play a huge role. Especially it's a 50-over game. Dew might be a factor. The outfields are lightning fast.
Using Pindi, your neck of the woods, isn't it, up there up north? Lahore, I was surprised how chilly it was, even into early Feb. Feb 8th or 9th when I got here. Smith. So nice and straight again. Yeah, well, there's nothing worse. You and I from a bowling corner know it quite well. Let down by men fielding or women catching in their positions of key importance, and catches go down in a contest. It is hair-pulling stuff. I know you're thinking that.
That's why the new hairstyle, Danny, for you.
Yeah, a few drop catches, and that's right. Hair got ripped out. And squeeze one. Tight for Rizwan, but home.
What about your reactions to the fielders? How would you react generally?
I'd probably take a selfie like that. And participate and win by taking a picture with the Peak Friends Original Sandwich Packs. Share on Instagram and follow us and tag at PF Original Sandwich for a chance to win an iPhone or a trip to the barber. Oh, that's a cracker, is it? Is it? Speaking of fielding. Oh, not quite. Is that big Will O'Rourke trying to get those long legs moving? Couldn't quite get there. But that could have been a big moment if that had been taken in this contest.
At least now, almost 3 shots that have fallen in front of the fielders. Good effort there, but a bit short. And still the New Zealand fielders on the boundary might think about coming maybe a few yards in. We have seen at least 3 catches going down. It's not been carrying that well. The connections have not been there so far.
Yeah, and on the other flip side of that is that you're concerned about how quick this outfield is. You want to be back there to stop boundaries. Polite inquiry from Smith, but ends the over. We've had 27 here and it's 1-1-2 for 3. Just topping there of Salman. He's got this innings right now to go past Matthew Bretsky. Sana, what do you think of young Matthew Bretsky?
I think something of him reminds me of AB de Villiers, whether it's in the batting, he's a 360 player, or in the field, he brings so much energy to the field. Very, very impressive. Excellent at the opening position, 150 on debut, and then an 80+ score when he had to come 1 down. Brilliant talent for South Africa.
Here's O'Rourke. He's back in the attack, and immediately that extra pace and bounce that Will O'Rourke provides. 1 for 18 from his 5, and I can see here a good move this is from Mitch Santner. Kiwi captain saying, yeah, listen, we need a wicket here. We could really do with this because this partnership is blossoming. Just had that close chance. Wasn't. It dropped well short in the end, but O'Rourke himself nearly got there off that bouncer from Nathan Smith. Again, hammering into those stumps.
You're talking about Matthew Britsky. We saw some masterclass from him. On debut, he was asked to open the batting, 150 of 48. We saw some excellent power hitting, some timing, really good pull shots. He was keen to take on the fast bowlers, keen to go down the ground as well. Still head. That's a brave, brave innings.
Indeed. You mentioned AB de Villiers and a little bit of lightness. Well, had a chat to him here, interviewed him, a player interview prior to the start of Wednesday, and he said, well, yeah, you hit the nail on the head. He said, look, who else? AB de Villiers was his idol, someone he looked up to as a youngster growing up. He's 26 now, Bretsky. So you think about a decade or so ago. Well, I loved watching AB de Villiers, particularly with the advent of all the franchise cricket around the world, and of course playing for his country, for the Proteas. AB de Villiers. Yeah, very impressive young fellow. So it bodes well for South Africa for the future, experience, and then getting more experience. Bretsky in this part of the world, opportunity. Took it with both hands. Salman on strike. It's another very good bit of line and length from O'Rourke.
What I really like about New Zealand's captaincy here is that Santner has been able to mix the bowlers really well. When we're talking about South Africa, there were 15 overs of pace bowling up front and then spinners throughout in the middle. But what Santner has done really well, he has mixed up the bowlers, and that's why you see the strike rates. For Rizwan, it's 45.31, 29 of 64 deliveries. And that will be the key of how this innings finishes. Because in the middle, they have really got the shackles on Pakistan.
Hashtag we love a bowling captain. Sanamir. Bowled. Just going to run it down to third, and that's all. So only 2 runs from the 28th over, and Pakistan find themselves 114 for 3.
.114 for 3 in the final of the Tri-Nation. In the air, oh, just on the bounce. It's not been easy to hit the ball freely as it was day before yesterday. It's not the same surface, different tactics.
Yeah, you are right, quite contrasting the conditions from the last game, where the boundaries were flowing, batters were dictating terms, but here, bowlers finally having a say in this triangular series.
Should be just the one. It just interests me personally when I look at batters like Salman or Rizwan, who've had a 260 partnership, and now they're bringing their skill to the fore, trying to understand what's required of this surface from them. I can't think of a sport which is so heavily condition dependent. When you talk about the ball's condition, you talk about the pitch's condition, one of the first sports to stop, or when it's different weather.
And also the players' condition is also important in this sport. Yeah, but you have to appreciate and you have to laud the effort of Kiwi bowlers. You know, they've been able to understand the surface very quickly and quickly opt for the options which were the best. But they have really done well. And this effort of theirs, they have denied the singles. Yes, boundaries, hard to get at the moment, but by denying singles to both the batters who were centurion in the previous outing, has to be a very good effort. The Pakistanis would like to be there, close to 250. And that might give them sniff of a chance to win this triangular tournament.
They have an additional batter in this game. They have Tayyib Tahir and then Fahim Ashraf and then Khushal Shah.
Yes, Sikandar, it seems like the conditions are improving there out there in the middle. The ball was gripping into the surface, but listen to the sound of the connection. It tells you this pitch is improving. The ball is sliding onto the bat nicely now. Must have been the case of a bit of moisture retained in the surface. It has evaporated. It's 117 for 3.
Tony Hemmings there, just finding out that bounce, what is it like? Starting from that popping crease, just down to the good length area, and then the shorter length. You talk about the surface again. We're talking about how dependent the game is on conditions. It's also the weather, overcast conditions. New ball, it's a different ball game. You see off the first hour and a half, the Kookaburra is a different ball game. And then, of course, depending on which country you're playing in, you get a different kind of clear, different kind of bounce. So, yeah, it really does test your skill set. Apart from any other sport, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from any other sport. But yes, this seems to be the one that gets affected with the changing weather as well. Unless you start having indoor cricket, the big stadiums with covers, then probably lots of other things will be eliminated.
Oh, that was nasty. That was quick. Well directed. And bowled that bouncer with searing pace. Rizwan was surprised late onto the stroke. And concussion protocols. Yeah, to further your discussion about how uncertain and condition biased this game can be, that's why it's called a glorious game of uncertainties.
You usually get that very loud bang in your ears when the ball hits you. This is the protocol which was brought in some years ago. You have to have the physio out there once the ball hits the helmet, whether visor or on the top part. He's gone through with that shot and the ball arrived later.
Never a good idea to hook the ball off the front foot. And that's where Rizwan faltered. He's holding it together, Rizwan. But the physio is making sure everything is addressed properly.
Yeah, just the protocol there to make sure he remembers what date is it today. The concussion test takes a couple of days. You get tested more than once. Also, the helmet usually is changed. Well, while Rizwan's getting treated, why not treat yourself too? A nice cup of tea in the Tapal Adanedar Tea Lounge in a fine evening here in Karachi. Pakistan's #1 tea.
Makes it much more nicer when there is a cool breeze around. A cuppa. Yeah, everything in readiness for the game to resume. Rizwan looks okay. He's ready to bat again. Must have been a jolt for him, that nasty bouncer. And it was aforementioned, Sikandar, this pitch is getting better. The ball is coming onto the bat nicely. And the last ball was the evidence of that. That one zipped through.
You're the batter out there. You've been hit on the helmet. Now what are you thinking? What's he going to bowl me now?
Well, most of the bowlers, they actually try and pitch the ball up to the batsman. Try and take the advantage. But Rizwan is a hard nut to crack.
I was listening to Matthew Hayden once talking about cricket in his days, and he said bowlers are so predictable. You just know what they're going to come up with now.
Yeah, Matthew Hayden was right in a way. but he should have added bowlers with ego. They are predictable. A swollen ego, I should say.
Yeah, would you believe that comes with the, I mean, talking about the fast, genuine fast bowlers, comes with the territory. It comes with their whole system. And you do miss that one. If you don't have an aggressive fast bowler who comes down and is follow through, stares at you once or twice, you just feel something's missing. I like the friendly friction, should be there. It just creates a little more buzz in the contest. People love it, and you take the challenge head on.
Yeah, otherwise it becomes so robotic, doesn't it? That was a slog. That was a slog. It was in the air, but into the gap. Couple of runs to finish the over. 122 for 3.
Crowd is picking up here at the National Bank Stadium. They're all coming in from all parts of the world to watch the ICC Champions Trophy. Pretty sure, I mean, every time you anywhere about near about the airport, a high chance you'll bump into one of the cricketers who are flying in. Some of them already here, some in Dubai, practicing the subcontinent conditions. And he's charged on that one. He's safe, but there seems to be a very deliberate effort from both the batters now, looking to get some boundaries going on the front foot, this time down the wicket.
It seems like they have realized what sort of a total they should get to be able to put the batting side under pressure when they come out to chase. Fielding has been good. Have shown total commitment. The Kiwis, led very well by their captain Satna.
And once again, doesn't get hold of it. I think sometimes also you want to put the bowler off his consistent length. Good running. That was very good running.
Yeah, somehow you need to get into the mind of a bowler to put pressure. And these two batters out there in the middle showing urgency now. Yeah, to further your point that you don't mind a bit of banter on cricket field, makes good viewing. Yes, the players have to school their temper, but at times they should be allowed to show their emotions. And sports is all about that.
Yeah, just to not get carried away with the heat of the moment. But it's easier said than done when you've got a full house and there's a lot at stake.
This is clever stuff. You know, a couple of times in this over, Salman Ali Agha jumped out of the crease, forced him to drag the length back, and this time around he was anticipating a fuller delivery. But the bowler remained one step ahead, surprised him with a slow bouncer. Well, the bowler was lucky on that occasion. The umpire had a polite look at that delivery. It was quite high.
Yeah, and he's standing tall. He didn't duck or bend his knees. Salman is just inquiring from Richard Illingworth. Didn't go his way. So you double this score, you get to 270, 80, 250. 254 to be precise. Boundary, talk about placement. 2 boundary riders behind the square on the onside, and none could get close.
First boundary after 6 overs. And every time in this triangular series, that kind of a length is presented to Mohammad Rizwan. He's dealt with it effectively. The role of the wrist at the last time to place the ball away from those fielders placed at square leg and fine leg. Good to see these batters attacking the fielders. And Rizwan once again feeling a bit of pinch. It's 132 for 3.
This partnership now 78. And they're quietly going about their business, both Salman and Rizwan. Captain and his deputy. The only part that could be a little bit of a worry is the ease with which they are rotating strike for the fielding captain. They want to build some sort of pressure on them, force them into a release shot. That's not happening as of now.
It's all about picking up wickets in the middle phase of an ODI, and so far it's been denied by these 2 batters out there in the middle. Handled the situation quite well once again.
Yeah, the last time Pakistan lost a wicket in the match was the 12th over. So the building phase is doing well. They're setting a nice platform. 1 man dismissed, 1 yet to come. Fakhar is your sort of a player where you just hand him the license to go and attack, play the high-risk cricket, and if you lose your wicket in the process, he won't pull you up. He's pulled this one. He's gone all the way. Talk about pace being used to your advantage.
Yeah, in the previous, he was struck on the head, and it hasn't deterred him to play that hook stroke. This time around, he managed to move outside the line, and that's why he was able to place that ball towards fine leg. This is good stuff from Rizwan. Now managed to up the ante, these 2 showing intent now.
Yeah, the margin of error is so slim with that bounce. If it's not well directed, it'll be used against you. Nice drive. They'll probably try the second on the throw. Yeah, they're very quick between the wickets. They rush through the first one. Rizwan, it's hard to tell if he's struggling with any sort of pain, because a minute and you will be in a lot of pain, and the next minute he'll be running through for 3. But right now it's this lower back of his which is just bothering him a bit. I'm sure Cliff Deacon is keeping a close eye. He's right at the edge of the boundary at the moment. Doesn't have to come in, Cliff Deacon, because he's inside edge that one onto the stumps. That's a very, very good breakthrough for New Zealand, perhaps at a time where they feel that they have a lot to gain from this game with almost 19 plus overs to go.
Yeah, usually in the middle of the innings, the captains tend to bring in a fast bowler, their premier fast bowler, for a couple of overs. But this time around, he carried on with him for the third one. Paid dividends. Jacked back. Wasn't able to play the ball from the middle of the bat. It was angled, hence the edge, onto the leg stump. And O'Rourke was rewarded for his hard work yet again. And Pakistan loses their captain. Mohammad Rizwan for 46. It's 142 for 4. And it's time for the fielding side to get hydrated. It's a drinks break.